Mr. Acker, you can take this down, Michelle. Do you recall Mr. Neumeister's testimony regarding what he claims of EXIF metadata modification?
Yes, I do. This is a completely hypothetical scenario. Mr. Neumeister never specified any pictures with specificity that had EXIF metadata modification, and it's a hypothetical in my opinion.
Mr. Acker, did you form any overall conclusions in this case?
Yes, I did.
And what were those?
The images that were created in this case included log files that allowed me to validate and verify the evidence collected. I validated and verified the log files of the evidence for which I found Mr. Neumeister's original photos that he had concerns about, specifically the ones that had iOS in the software metadata field. I validated that those came from devices that had log files that were validated by me. In other words, they came from original evidence files, and in most instances, they came from more than one file.
Mr. Acker, the opinions you have testified to today made to a reasonable degree of forensic certainty?
Yes, they are.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. Cross-examination, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You've worked with opposing counsel's law firm approximately 20 times before?
Give or take, yes.
For more than a dozen years?
Those 20 probably would have been spread out over more than a dozen years.
Okay. As you sit here today, you cannot testify that all of the photographs produced by Ms. Hurd are authentic originals, correct?
No, I can testify to the ones that Mr. Neumeister identified with specificity.
Right, but there were thousands of photographs provided that Mr. Neumeister didn't testify about, right?
I have no opinions on any photographs that the opposing expert has no opinions on.
All right. My question to you, though, is as you sit here today, can you testify that all the photographs produced by Ms. Hurd are authentic originals?
As I sit here today, I cannot opine to photographs that have not been presented to me that are not authentic originals.
All right. You'll agree with me that in some instances, Ms. Hurd produced multiple versions of the same photograph, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you just talked about it, right?
Yes.
All right. And you'll agree with me that the XF data of some of the photos produced by Ms. Hurd reflect the use of a photo editing application?
No.
No?
I'll agree that they show the use of the Photos application, which is a sorting and editing application.
Okay, so what you were quibbling with is that it will both sort and edit.
That is correct.
Okay. Are you prepared to swear under oath that each and every photograph provided by Ms. Hurd and entered into evidence in this court is an authentic original?
Based on the metadata that I have reviewed of the specific photographs I have reviewed, I can confirm that those are authentic original photographs. For the ones that Mr. Neumeister identified, I identified photos that were authentic originals.
No, I'm asking you a broader question than that. There were multiple photographs that Ms. Hurd provided that were entered into evidence in this court. Are you testifying that those are each authentic originals?
I have no testimony or opinion on those because nobody's provided me opinion that they're not.
Okay. Mr. Gibson, will you pull up Defendant's Exhibit 712 and Defendant's 713 next to one another? Your Honor, these have already been admitted, and I ask that we publish it to the jury.
Okay, if they're admitted, we can publish.
Can you see this, sir?
Yes, I can.
You'll agree with me that those are different pictures?
Visually, they look different to me, yes.
All right. We can take that down. Mr. Gibson, can you pull up, Plaintiff's Exhibit 1308. This has not been admitted, Your Honor, and I propose to use it as a demonstrative.
Any objection?
Not as a demonstrative, Your Honor.
All right. Be identified and published to the jury as a demonstrative.
Any objection to entering it into evidence?
I would object it's cumulative, Your Honor. Actually, no. No objection, Your Honor.
No objection. All right. It's in evidence then.
1308 is in evidence. Mr. Gibson, can you blow up the time, date, and file name? Sir, you just agreed with me that those two photos are different photos, correct?
I agreed that they were visually different, yes.
Right. So they are two visually different photos that were created at the exact same hour, the exact same minute, the exact same second as each other, correct?
And that's what the daytime metadata shows, yes.
And they